Cheers, friends.
Hey there. Welcome to the Carnival Horizon.
So we're just finishing up our 8-day cruise out to the Southern Caribbean and Aruba and Curacao and up to the Dominican Republic. And we just want to share that with you. 11:17. Our original boarding is for noon, and they're letting us on early.
Now, if you don't know, a cruise ship is like a floating apartment building. With all the excitement of foreign travel, with the relaxation of a beach house, and a neighborhood with plenty of entertainment and food. Carnival Horizon can house almost 4,000 people, with a movie theater, over a dozen dining options, luxury shops, a water park, multiple pools and hot tubs, a spa, plenty of bars. There are several stages throughout the ship that offer musicals, stand-up comedians, and a wide variety of live musicians. We only needed our passports to get on the ship. After that, we just used our Carnival ID cards for getting on and off the ship, as well as a credit card on board to charge things to the room. And the only time we needed cash was when we were in port or for tips.
They changed the mustard station drills now. You no longer have to wait and go outside in a big group. You just report to your station, which we did once we got on board, and we're done to go and enjoy things.
We also did a walking tour where we explored the outdoor upper decks, the shopping, and the entertainment areas. We'll link that below. The staff on board were excellent. They were extremely friendly and very accommodating. Every time we were out and about on the ship, we saw someone cleaning something somewhere. The bottom of the pedestal tables, vacuuming vents. Even at one of the port days, they sanded down a set of stairs and restained them. The ship was always pristine. We booked an inside cabin with the hopes of possibly sleeping in. No drink package, no pre-purchased excursions. Our room ended up being above the club though, and we did hear music most of the night.
Well, this will definitely be a quick room tour. You gotta put your card in there to keep the lights on. Yes, it's just an interior king configuration. We got two little nightstands on the side, TV, some shelves,
Connect with Carnival to connect with your virtual vacation.
a little refrigerator.
Go on every breathtaking view. Take it behind the scenes of all the fun. Share your best pics and even throw in.
Got a little desk, some outlets, two USB ports. You got the safe, some drawers and more shelves, space for hanging, laundry service. Check out the bathroom. It's got the shower, little toilet, the sink, nice big mirror, plenty of lights, little shelves. Got the clothes hanging line. Oh, nice and cozy.
So what is there to do on the Carnival Horizon? On the top deck at the back of the ship, you'll find a pool and two hot tubs that are open to everybody. Towards the middle of the ship is the beach pool with plenty of loungers for sunbathing, and in the evenings, if you've never done a dive-in movie, you're really missing out. They had a good selection of movies for all ages. We spent several nights out here enjoying a good movie under a blanket, under the stars, with a cocktail in one hand and popcorn in the other. We never tried out the water slides, but parents told us that their kids loved playing here all day long. The Serenity Deck is the adults only area. Here you'll find two more hot tubs, coveted covered lounges for those great shady afternoon naps, and their own bar, which opened around lunchtime and closed around dinner. They did have a really nice salad bar for lunch. They have their own towel station in case you left yours in the room. On sea days, all the beds were taken pretty early, but during the port days, it was a great place to just relax. If you book a Havana suite, then you get access to the Havana Club with 2 additional hot tubs, 3rd pool, and their own outside bar. This area also gives you prime viewing to catch those straggling cruisers running down the docks that catch the ship before it departs. Some other outdoor activities include the Sky Ride. This is a pedal-powered race around the rails above the deck. We did not try this out, but I bet there's some beautiful views up there. There's a jogging track and this basketball court, which was home to the dodgeball championships. There's also miniature golf and foosball, pool tables and ping pong tables, all for free, but it was honestly just too hot out here during the day to ever use it.
Now on our first day on board, we did book a couple's massage using one of those first day cruise specials for 2 days later. The next day, however, we had some free time and wandered back to the spa for a massage tasting. They were featuring hot stone and bamboo massage samples. The original masseuse that helped us the day before recognized us and asked if we wanted to switch to this current package. Since it was a savings of $50 for each of us, the massage was a little longer. It gave us the hot stone bamboo. Shopping. This cruise definitely promoted shopping. There were seminars about shopping in port. There were seminars about shopping on the ship. They also offered special shopping events where they served mimosas and cocktails during the event. The one thing that was really refreshing, though, is that the staff wasn't pushy. There were so many food options and choices on board, and they were actually super accommodating with food allergies. At the buffet, there was a kiosk where a member of the crew would be to answer any questions regarding which foods were safe to consume for those with allergies. We usually chose the main dining hall because they did have more gluten-free options than the buffet. I would actually pick out my dinner for the next day, and the kitchen staff would make it completely gluten-free for me. Sometimes it seems like they were extremely cautious with the gluten, and I would get somewhat bland food, no pepper, no salt, no seasoning on a steak, for example. But usually everything was fairly tasty.
We booked the cruise with anytime dining and quickly learned that it's best to eat early for quick service and the ability to still catch entertainment in the evening. And don't get me wrong, the waitstaff never stopped moving, but dinners would take like an hour, hour and a half at least if you didn't get there early. So each night brought new things to the menu, but there was always a vegetarian option as well as grilled chicken and steak, which we did take advantage of about half the time. It was cool to get to try new things like wild boar and rabbit and the escargot, which was
Tonight, Gina got some gluten-free bread.
It looks delicious, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like bread. It's not soft like bread or like spongy, but we'll have to see what it tastes like. We did find out later in the cruise that it was actually open for breakfast and they were able to make some gluten-free options there, but we missed out on that.
So one night we did splurge for their onboard steakhouse, and we're very happy that we did. For $42, we got an appetizer, a choice of steak, 2 side items, and dessert. The cut of steak was way better than what we were getting at the main dining room, and for $42, when you come from Vegas, this is a great deal. For lunches, we mainly just picked at the buffet with all the various options that it offered, but there was also burgers, taco bar, and some pizza station. But what was really nice is some of the restaurants that you would normally have to pay to eat dinner at would have a free lunch option where you got to sample some of their dinner options. The Pig and Anchor had a small barbecue buffet, which was pretty tasty. Gigi's gave us a small sampling of their Mongolian barbecue. And Cucina's had a build-your-own pasta bowl. Out on the Serenity deck, they had a pretty nice build-your-own salad bar. Unfortunately, the gluten-free pizza was a fail. We tried it twice. The first time was underdone, and we had to educate the workers a little bit on cross-contamination and ask them not to use the same ladle. The second time, we did ask them to cook it longer, but yeah, it's a pass.
Thanks, Marvin.
So most nights in the large theater, the Liquid Lounge hosted a musical that blended dance with contemporary music and a little bit of storytelling. The best one, in our opinion, was the Latin night. It was fun and festive and had a lot of great energy. The other nights just tried to mash up some genres and music and dance. It just didn't go very well.
The most popular form of entertainment on the ship were the comedy acts. You needed to get into line about an hour before the show started, not to get a good seat, but just to get a seat. Unfortunately, we never did make it inside, but I did hear they were pretty funny.
And there were plenty of bars all over the place with live music every night. Our favorite was the piano bar with the maestro Robbie at the keys. Definitely worth checking out, at least once.
Fly me to the moon. Let me. Sorry about that. Let me know what spring is like. I think I got away with that. In other words.
It quickly became our nightly hangout. It was great to have a fun time, singing along with some favorite songs and laughing along with the crowd. There's also the library bar, which actually isn't a bar at all, but it was a nice quiet place with plenty of books and board games if you just needed some relaxation. Now, as far as daytime entertainment, there's bingo and trivia and dance classes. The entertainment staff really keeps things lively. Be sure to arrive early for any of these events as the good seats go quickly. The trivia and dances would fill up and start spreading out into the surrounding areas. There isn't a lot of room on the ship outside of the main theater, and these classes really made you aware of that.
This wasn't our first cruise, but it was our first time cruising to these particular ports. In the past, we would just be able to get off the ship, explore the town, and make a nice day of it. Aruba has unfortunately not recovered from 2020. A lot of the shops and the restaurants are back open for business, but just as many are still closed and probably won't open again. Here we booked a walking tour just to get to know the city and the country more. Our guide was a local who moved to Aruba from the Netherlands, and she gave us firsthand knowledge of the city, its history, and politics. The walking tour has very little shade. We would definitely recommend wearing sunscreen, bringing an umbrella, but they did provide a couple of samples of local dishes and some water at the beginning, at the end of the tour, which was super appreciated.
Curacao was the second stop on our itinerary, and it was the capital of these Dutch settlements. All the money flowed through it, and it kind of showed. We did make a walking tour of the shopping district, and we'll link it below. Now, it may sound kind of basic, but we did stop at the McDonald's for lunch here, and we were very pleasantly surprised. The French fries tasted fresher with more of a potato taste than an oil taste. They also had empanadas and chicken wings. Now, these chicken wings were so good. They're very meaty and very crispy, and I don't know why we don't have them here in the States. Our third stop was La Romana in the Dominican Republic. This was a new port and still under construction, so there weren't a lot of shops. We were warned several times on the ship that there really isn't anything to do at this port, that you needed to book an excursion. We didn't. We did find this train tour that would take you through the city for about $17. But there really wasn't anything within walking distance of the port. This town was built around the sugar industry, not the tourism. So either plan to stay on the ship or book an excursion before you get off. There are taxis at the port that can take you to the beaches and the resorts, but that can be its own gamble. Be sure to negotiate on the price and make a deal before getting in the car. Make sure you're clear, know where and when you need to be picked up. Your cell phone might not have service, so be sure to set an alarm because the ship will leave you. If you'd like to check out that full train tour that we took in La Romana, you guessed it, the link will be in the description.
Amber Cove is what I imagine La Romana will eventually become. Just a port for shopping, drinking, and lounging by the pool. We were told that this port was actually built for Carnival, but it's not owned by Carnival, so your drink package won't work at the ports. You need real money and real credit cards to buy anything out there. There were a couple of restaurants, a lot of souvenir shops, and a larger pool that did have a swim-up bar and a little zip line. There was no shade at all except for the umbrellas that you can rent. To us, it made more sense to actually get back on the ship where the pools were mostly empty and enjoy a hot tub and a cocktail. So would I go on another Carnival cruise? I think I would. I enjoyed the party atmosphere when we sailed away in Miami. I liked most of the shows. I was a little disappointed we didn't get into the comedy show, so definitely a must-do next time. The food, hit or miss with the gluten-free pizza, but everything else was pretty tasty, especially Fahrenheit 55. Our room, it was comfortable, it was clean, it was dark at night, it did allow us to sleep in a little bit, so that was definitely a bonus. I just liked the vibe of Curacao. I like how colorful it was. I enjoyed walking around there, even without going into the little stores.
I would recommend the Carnival Horizon as a cruise ship. I don't know if I would take this itinerary again. I'm a value-minded traveler, so I want to be able to just get off the port and go explore at my own pace. I don't want to spend extra money just to go someplace. Now, you can stay on the ship when you're in a port. However, a lot of things closed. The shops were closed, the casino was closed, so it's not the same experience as a sea day. The Carnival Horizon offered plenty of amenities to keep us busy, never getting bored or tired of the same old thing. My favorite port was Curacao as well. There was plenty to do right there at the port, to walk around and see and eat and experience. The best thing to do on board was the piano bar at night. It was just so much fun. We had a great time and kept going back. We really hope that you found this video informative in planning any future trips. If you did, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And we greatly appreciate all of our friends here on YouTube and their continued support. So until next time, friends, cheers.